Hey,
Hello.
yeah, habari yako?
Nzuri, vipi na wewe?
Salama kabisa. Karibu sana Swahili Nation.
Asante sana, nimefurahi kufika hapa.
Naona hata tabasamu linadhihirisha.
Lazima jamani.
Yeah, karibu
Vipi
sana ndani
Tanzania
ya
mnatunyima nini?
Tanzania labda sasa hivi kuhesabiwa tu, tunahesabiwa. Ni muda wa sensa.
I hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, vipi uko sasa, sijui kama upo Sweden au upo Jamaica.
Sasa hivi niko Sweden. Niko Sweden sasa hivi. Yeah.
Okay. Sawa. Karibu sana Swahili Nation. Unaweza kujitambulisha kwa majina, unafanya nini? Najua kuna watu wengi sana ambao wanatamani labda kukufahamu. Unaitwa nani? Unafanya nini? Karibu.
Asante sana. Jina langu ni Coach Dati. Jina langu ni Dati. I work as a coach. Nilikuwa nafanya mziki Tanzania. Wengi walikuwa wananijua kutokana na mziki Tanzania, and I used to live in Jamaica kama walivyokuwa wanasema. Nilikuwa nafanya mziki pia Jamaica, and then nikarudi Sweden. Nimekulia Sweden, lakini mimi ni Mtanzania. Nikarudi Sweden nikasoma personal management, specialization psychology, pamoja nikachukua na diploma za coaching, and I think it's my nature coach, kusaidia watu. It was supposed to be from the beginning. So leo niko nafanya hiyo kazi. I work with coaching people and helping people move forward in their life.
Okay. Kwa hiyo mziki ulibidi uache?
Yes, nimeacha completely.
Okay, sawa.
Ila bado mpenzi wa mziki.
Okay. Coach Dati ni ndo jina lako au kuna kitu kingine inajihusisha na Coach Dati au it's a brand?
Dati ni jina langu. Sasa Dati was a name that was already taken everywhere. Unajua unapofanya like website ama social media accounts, Dati was taken. So wakati nafanya mziki, my Instagram ni _Dati. Because I had to do the ile watu wanipate. Sasa this time, because sikutaka kuchanganya page ya mziki pamoja na page ya coaching, nikafanya page nyingine. Sasa itabidi niite kitu kingine. I can't do the. So I have to do coach because I work as a coach. So it was Coach Dati. And then since then, watu wengi wananiita Coach Dati. Wengine wanakuwa my clients hata hawasemi Dati, wanasema tu coach. So it's whatever you prefer, whatever you like, lakini jina langu ni Dati.
Okay. Na glowing being yenyewe inakuja vipi? Glowing being.
So wakati natafuta jina ilikuwa kuna jina tofauti. Nilikuwa na roho reiki. Reiki kama unajua, it's like healing, it's a word of healing. Roho kwa Kiswahili ni roho, tunajua soul, right? So this was one of the names, roho reiki, this one, and then nilikuwa na majina kibao. Growing being ilikuwa mmoja katika hizo jina. Nikaja nikafanya like nikatuma everywhere, nikatuma friends and family, nikamwambia wa vote. By the way, watu wengi hawakuivote hiyo growing being mpaka baadaye, lakini mimi roho yangu ilikuwa ishakwama hapo. And the reason why is because I believe sisi binadamu kwanza, dunia ni shule, right? Tumekuja kujifunza. So at any point in life ni kwamba tunajifunza, and we're growing and we're growing and we're growing. Tatizo ya binadamu, tukishakuwa watu wazima tunapenda kujiona kama tuko kamili. Yani ukishakuwa mtu mzima wewe ni kamili. Ni watoto ndo hawako kamili, you know? So watu hawataki kukubali ile there's a process of growing still unapokuwa mtu mzima. Until you die, you're growing. So I figured that my company is like, we're all growing beings. We're all people that are growing beings. So nikafika hapo, growingbeing.com.
No, that's good. Kwa hiyo glowing being inajihusisha na nini zaidi? Maana naona kama vile umetoa tafsiri yake. Yaani glowing being inakuwa inajihusisha na
ni coaching, everything coaching. So I do all kinds of coaching.
Yani tunasema coaching, like una coach like iweke in another way, like una coach vipi? Una coach mpira au?
So na coach watu katika maisha yao, right? So for example, kama mtu ana matatizo ya amekwama katika maisha yake, hajui anataka kufanya pengine kazi gani, ama kuna nini, passion gani anayo katika maisha yake, ama mtu mwingine pengine na matatizo na relationship, ni kama kwenda kwa psychology, right? Kama unajua psychology is like going to a psychology, lakini psychology anaangalia nyuma sana. Mimi nimesomea psychology, so psychologists wanaangalia nyuma sana. Coaching wanaangalia mbele. Sasa mimi nafanya kazi kidogo both nyuma na mbele. I do a little bit psychology and a little bit coaching, kuangalia mbele, vipi tunafika mbele. So it could be any topic. It could be relationship, it could be kazi, it could be whatever it is, spirituality, it could be Mungu, dini. Watu wengine pengine wako confused na dini. Anything ambayo uko confused nayo, ambayo unataka clarity, unataka more understanding, unataka uhakika zaidi, then you do some coaching. So I do this one-on-one and I also do this kwa company. So company unaweza kaniajiri nikaenda nikawasaidia wafanyakazi wao, pengine teamwork, team building in a company, pengine mko wengi hamuelewani, how do we communicate, how do we move forward, so stuff like that.
Okay. Kwa hiyo uko like hata kwa mfano kama mtu yupo Tanzania then ana shida ya kutaka labda kupata ya kuwa coached na wewe, anaweza kukutafuta kwa kupitia labda sehemu gani, labda kuna social networks au kuna sehemu yote ile ambayo anaweza kaitumia ili aweze kupata msaada?
Yeah, anaweza kanipata kwa social medias, any social media ukini DM I will respond, right? Kama wewe tulikutana hapo, right? So it's
Yeah.
Coach Dati. If you go to Instagram, Coach Dati, utanipata. But if not, if you want to go website, you can go at go.growingbeing.com.
Okay.
Right?
That's good. Kwamba www.
No, so there is two. There is www.growingbeing.com. Sasa the growingbeing.com right now, the website is under construction. Kwa hiyo sijui mtaona nini pale right now kwa sababu kuna mtu mmoja anayefanya kazi. But kuna subdomain ambayo inafanya kazi ambayo is not under construction, ni go.growingbeing.com. So the real website is growingbeing.com, lakini subdomain ina go before.
Okay.
Right? In the comment section.
That's good. Kwa wale labda ambao wanatamani labda kuona social network zako, labda naweza nikawaonyesha hapa ili iwe vyepesi sana kuweza kumpata. Hii ndo account yake ya Instagram anayoitumia kwa sasa hivi. Hiyo ndo account yake ya Instagram, anatumia jina la the_dat. Kwa unaweza kumpata, na hisi hata hiyo ambayo anaizungumzia ya Coach Dat, hiyo hapo kwenye bio yake, na kwenye bio yake tena pia hapo chini yake kuna hiyo hapo go.growingbeing.com #show me how. Yeah. Kiurahisi zaidi unaweza ukampata kwa kupitia hapo. Sawa, kabla tujaenda kwenye topic ya leo, nimejaribu kupitia unachokifanya, lakini nimeona sana unawakochi wanawake hata kwenye mahusiano. Like inaonekana like wanawake ndo wana matatizo kuliko wanaume. Kwa nini wanawake na sio wanaume sana?
Siamini kwamba wanawake wana matatizo. In some way wanawake wana matatizo kuliko ni wanaume, kwa sababu ukiangalia society ambayo tulivyokulia ni kwamba it's almost like mwanaume ana uhakika ya mwanamke versus mwanamke hana the same uhakika. Right? Inavyoonekana sio kama it's 100%, lakini inavyoonekana is like there's a lot of women ambaye they are so called good women, ambaye mtu ambaye unataka kama mke wako, lakini wanaume wamelelewa na tabia tofauti, that by the time inapokuja ile relationship two people inakuwa kidogo hard. After society imebadilika, sio kama zamani. So kama zamani is like una marry mtu, anybody, you find somebody, you get married, ndo huyo mmependana, hamjapendana, mnawezana, hamwezani, ndo hivyo mtaenda. Lakini today it's like wanawake kidogo leo is like you want a partner, you want a friend, you want a lover, you want companionship, ndo baba watoto wako, and you want a lot of things, right, in your partner. Alafu wanawake today pia wana standards. So when you have all these things, alafu you're not finding the man that you're looking for, then there is a little bit of confusion. Kwa hiyo I find that women have a lot more confusion. Alafu women, we're also programmed in a different way. Wanaume a little bit more like kitu kama hakifai wanapotezea, right? Wanawake we're a little bit more, we're raised kwa a little bit more nurturing. Tangu watoto, ukiangalia wanawake, watoto wa kike na watoto wa kiume nyumbani, unaona tofauti. Wanawake wanafundishwa ile nurturing, fix it, help it, do it, you know. And so when you're raised like that, alafu unaenda nje out there and you're dating, you can give so much of yourself to somebody, alafu you don't get anything back. Sasa hii inafanya watu wanakuwa empty, wanakuwa confused na hawataki tena. So kama zamani lazima mpambane hivyo hivyo, leo kidogo kuna standard, so watu wanakuwa confused, wanatafuta msaada, wanatafuta a way to go more smoothly and to be okay with themselves and their relationships.
Okay, that's good. Natamani hata ungekuwa no? Unasema you also feel?
I also feel like wanaume hawajakuwa programmed in a way to talk about emotions. Right? Yani hamjazoea kuongea hisia zenu, hamjazoea kuongea, yani mwanaume is a little bit more like toughen up, you know, a little bit more ndivyo sivyo, tutaenda yani tutajua huko mbele, right? But wanawake we're a little bit more tapped into our emotions. Kwa hiyo tumelelewa a little bit different. So wanaume when they get that wakipata ile suffering, wanaweza ka suffer in silence, versus wanawake wanatafuta ile community.
No, okay. That's good. Hiyo imekaa vizuri. Itabidi tuchukue ushauri wako tukafanyie kazi. Okay, kabla tujaenda kwenye topic yetu, kwenye mada kuu ya siku ya leo, labda niwakumbushe watu wana nafasi, kwa wale ambao wanatufuatilia sasa hivi upande wa comment section, mna nafasi ya kuuliza swali lolote lile. Kwa baada ya hapa, baada ya mimi kumalizana naye, nitakuwa napitia upande wa comment section hapa. Naona kuna Richard, kuna huyu anaitwa Lilisha, anasema one love. Lilisha pia one love. Swahili Nation, karibu sana kwenye Swahili, kwenye Swahili Nation One Africa. Coach Dati.
Asante sana.
Tanzania anasema habari poa, safi. Tanzania pia anakusalimia, habari Coach Dati. Kwa hiyo mtakuwa kama una swali lolote lile unaweza ukamuuliza upande wa comment section, na mimi pia nitamuuliza moja kwa moja kuhusiana na topic ambayo tutakuwa tunaizungumzia kwa siku ya leo. So twende moja kwa moja, mental health. Afya ya akili. Wewe unaizungumziaje? Maana yake ni nini kwa wewe unavyofahamu?
Afya ya akili is unajua kuna ile ugonjwa ambayo unaiona physically ya kwenye mwili, yani unaweza kuona mtu kilema, right? Ukasema huyu ana matatizo, right? Lakini afya ya akili haionekani, ni mtu ambaye anayo akilini, right? Na naamini kwamba watu wengi sana yani almost kama so wote tuna matatizo ya akili, right? Kuna kila mtu ana tatizo moja, tunazidiana, lakini everybody has one way or another, I would say, suffered from mental health, right? Ni kwamba unahisi kwamba when your mental health is not okay, you can feel very, 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 very low of energy, very low thoughts, very negative. Yani unakuwa in a spiral alafu hujijui, right? And a lot of people wako kwenye horrible mental health, lakini hawajijui kutokana na vile kama nilivyosema, it's in the head. You think kwa sababu iko kwenye akili yako, then fine. If it was physically, ingekuwa unaona kwenye mwili, if you saw it, then you would say, huyu ana akili. But here, nobody says, nobody sees. Right? So I think it's a topic ambaye if you don't fix, a lot of people, they try to fix pengine career, ama they try to fix their relationship, they try to fix vitu vingi nje. But all in all, my slogan in my company is, it all starts and ends with you. Kila kitu inaanza na wewe na inaisha na wewe. You can try to fix kila kitu uko nje, lakini nothing will be okay uko nje unless uko okay hapa. Make sense?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sasa kwa mental health umesema kila mtu ana sijui niliita ni tatizo kwani afya ya akili. Is that a problem?
I mean, if you suffer from poor mental health, yeah, mental health in itself is a concept. Lakini if you have bad mental health, ni problem, kwa sababu kila kitu inaanza na mental health. If you have bad mental health, kama nilivyokuambia, mtu mwingine pengine anajaribu kufix relationship yake, ama anajaribu kufix kazi, ama anajaribu kufix kitu, lakini kama unapokuwa huna good mental health, you don't have the energy for that. Unaweza kujikuta sometimes natamani nifanye kitu, ama natamani niende kazi, ama natamani nianze company, ama natamani nianze hichi, lakini huna nguvu za kuanza. Right? Ama natamani nibadilishe this in my relationship, lakini hauna nguvu. Ile nguvu unakuwa unashindwa kuwa nayo when you have poor mental health. It takes energy from you. When you have good mental health, unaweza ukajikuta hata kama things are not going right, things are going wrong, unaichukulia easy, unaichukulia poa, vitu vinaenda sawa because wewe mwenyewe uko stable. So mental health is if not the most important thing that we have, kwa sababu kila kitu kinaanza hapa. Kila kitu ambayo unakiona kwenye chumba imeanza hapa. Kila kitu ambayo tumejenga imeanza hapa. Kwa hiyo hapa panapokuwa hapako sawa, then nothing is okay.
Okay. Okay. So like swala yani kwamba labda maybe ngoja tujump kwenye swala lingine then nitajua what are the what cause mental health problems.
And there's a lot of factors ambayo zina cause mental health problems. Kuna genetics ambayo ina play part. Kuna watu wengine ambao wana genetics ambayo is more prone to get mental health problems, right? So it runs in the DNA, runs in the family. Kuna environment ina play big part. Environment, when I say environment, is uko surrounded na kina nani, uko ndani ya familia gani.
Kabla tujaenda kwenye environment, tuanze kwenye genetic hapo. Ni kivipi genetic inapelekea mental health?
So for example,
like kwa hiyo hapo tunapokuwa tunazungumzia like unaposema kwamba mental health like genetic inapelekea mental health problem means kwamba your mental health haiko sawa, si ni kweli kama ulivyozungumza?
Unaweza uka have poor mental health, right? Inaweza ikaja pia in terms with unapokuwa na, for example, a personality disorder, unapokuwa na anything that, for example, bipolar or narcissism or sociopathy or anything ambayo inakuwa challenging ku deal, you're not yani huko in a stable position, you have all these things. For example, bipolar sometimes unakuwa very, very, very high, alafu baadaye unakuwa very, very low, right?
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a genetic thing. Kama uko na family ambayo wako na bipolar, it's more likely that you get bipolar, right? So there's certain things that you have by nature in your DNA, lakini there's certain things unaweza kuwa nayo kwenye your DNA, lakini isije ikawa active mpaka kitu in your environment ikai-activate.
Sure.
Umeona, unaweza ukawa na genetic ya kuwa na bipolar lakini isije ikaplay mpaka pengine kitu kimekutokea katika maisha yako ikatrigger ile genetic, alafu sasa ukawa na seasons za bipolar ma seasons za depression. So genetic is one part, lakini environment is also one part. In psychology they talk a lot about nurture versus nature. Nini ni nature ambayo ni DNA ambayo umepata, na nini ni nurture ambayo ni environment ambayo umejizunguka wapi, family, friends, sure, society, economy.
Sure. Okay. Then the next point.
The next point, like I said, is environment. Environment in a play very, very big part in your mental health. Where do you live? With who do you live? Who do you surround yourself with? What's your day-to-day life, right? This plays a big, big, big part in your mental health. Mbali na hiyo, it's like I said, day-to-day life is important. Unaweza ukawa, watu wanaweza kusema I'm depressed, lakini ukija ukiangalia routine, you have to give yourself a fighting chance as well, right? So things that can play a part is pengine you don't go outside, hupati ile sunlight, you don't exercise, pia ina affect mental health. Yani these small things every day, pengine umegaragaza kila siku, unaangalia TV all day, unajua kupata pia ile screen time just on your face, ina affect pia mental health, right? All these things zinachanganyia ku affect your mental health.
Okay. Okay, mbona kazi vile unanizungumzia mimi sasa?
You feel hit.
like the whole day. me and television, me and phone.
Sasa kuna tofauti, kuna sometimes unakaa in front of the TV ni kwamba leo umeamua tu, you know what, let me just chill, I've worked a lot, I want to relax, nikae tu. Lakini when you're sitting in front of the TV alafu uko numb, you're almost feeling nothing inside. Unajua watu wanadhani ile mental health, when you have mental health or depression, that you're always sad. Depression is sadness, right? Unalia all the time, or you have that's not how depression plays out. Depression usually in a play out unakuwa numb. You don't feel anything. Yeah. Right? You feel like haijulishi iende hivi fanye hivi, like you just feel like vovote tu, and you just feel numb in a way, right? So your whole day umekaa in front of the TV, not in a relaxing way, not to say I'm sitting here today, I'm enjoying my TV shows, I'm relaxing today. It's more like nipo sipo.
Sure.
Right? Unapokuwa unaanza ile nipo sipo, then maybe it's affecting your mental health. But it doesn't mean that kila mtu ana siku every day, yani binadamu wote tuna siku ambayo tunakaa tunagaragaza in front of the TV, tunakaa all day. Haimaanishi kwamba you have poor mental health, lakini if you have poor mental health, these things is probably contributing to your mental health. Now, doing these things continually can also contribute from the beginning to your mental health.
Okay, that's good. Tuko na genetic na environment, only 2 points au kuna zingine?
Those are the main points. I would say always in psychology tunaongea nurture versus nature, right?
Yeah,
these are the main points of what affects mental health. There's a lot of factors ambazo zina affect mental health, but these are the main points that affect mental health.
Katika kupitia niliona ili shirika la WHO walizungumza kwamba vijana wengi sana ndo wako affected sana na swala la mental health, na moja kati ya sababu kubwa sana ambazo walitaja sababu 3.
Social media,
kusema mambo ya social media hizo, wakataja mahusiano, relationship, wakataja pia utumiaji wa madawa ya kulevya. Walitaja vitu kama hivyo: social media, madawa ya kulevya na pombe zilizokithiri, na nini tena, na wakataja pia mahusiano, relationship. So tuanzie kwenye social media. Ni kivipi social media zinapelekea vijana wengi sana kupata ili tatizo la mental health problems?
Sasa ukiangalia, one thing first, all these 3 categories, they did not fall under these 2 categories. They fall under nurture versus nature. Zote 3. Tukiangalia social media, for example, that is environment, right? That's a part of your environment. Kama uko a lot on social media, that means your environment una spend with social media. Relationship, also environment, right? So drugs, we'll go one by one. But to say, for example, social media, one with social media is that it's very addictive. Our brain, watu lazima waanze kuangalia the brain. Your brain is a tool, right? It's an organ like any other organ. It's a muscle. And muscles can be trained. Just the way you want to train your arm, you can train your brain. And your brain is constantly being trained. Whether you know it or you don't know it, your brain is being trained, right? So you can train this consciously, ama unaweza train it unconsciously. Tatizo watu wengi tunaitrain it unconsciously. Unconsciously maana the brain inatucontrol sisi hatui control brain, ama sisi hatui navigate brain. Tunaamini kila kitu tunachokifikiria ni kweli. Hatujui kwamba sisi ndo tunatengeneza fikra. So kama fikra inakujia tu, wewe ndo unaitengeneza fikra. You create a thought, not the thought just comes to you, right? So one of the things when it comes to social media ni kwamba, one is you've already programmed your brain to open this app. Kuna ile addiction. Unajua kuna ile addiction kwamba unataka tu ufungue, yani the app, unataka tu ufungue Instagram, unataka tu ufungue, yani you've already trained your brain. Laziness. Why does it want to do that? Because In this phone, you get dopamine. Dopamine is a hormone that's being released from your brain ambayo inakupa ile good feeling. You can get dopamine from doing a lot of pleasurable things, eating chocolate, having sex, drinking wine, going exercise, meeting family and friends, like anything ambayo inakupa pleasure, inakupa dopamine, right? Social media is a quick dopamine supply. So people wanakuwa na matatizo mengi kwenye roho immediately. Social media, wacha nikapunguze stress. Yani imekuwa kama kitu ambayo unaenda unapunguza stress. Sasa hivi umesha connect to your brain kama hichi ni kitu ambayo nafanya every day, every single day, many times a day. So already you've created one, a memory for your brain, kwamba I need to do this. Two, your brain is used to releasing dopamine. Hakuna balance, right? Because unataka tu ile good feeling. You don't want to deal with your heart. You're just looking for that pleasure. Another thing ambayo social media inatufanya pia inatu throw us off balance ni kwamba kila mtu on social media anataka kujionekana yeye yuko perfect, right? Everybody's posting their best. Everybody's posting katika siku 365 pengine nitapost siku 20, right? Na katika hizo siku 20 ama post 20 ama hata kama ni 100, whatever it is, even kama ni 100, there's still 265 days ambayo sija post, ambayo is my everyday life. Lakini wewe ukiingia kwenye social media unaona zile siku 100, and then wewe una compare zile siku zako 365 na 100 zangu, right? So already there is like kuna ile comparison, na comparison binadamu tunafanya by nature, iko nature yetu tunafanya hata kama hatutaki tunafanya tu ile comparison. So constantly when you're going on social media and you're constantly comparing yourself, huyu anaichi, afu hujui hata kama ni kweli, hujui kama mtu amekopa huko akatafuta akuwekea wewe kwenye social media, lakini wewe unaona tu huyu anaichi, automatically mimi sina. So that's a big problem for your mental health.
That's good. Sure. Relationship
Again is environment, right? Relationship is one of the number one key factors in life. That's why hata mimi na focus na vitu vitatu, na focus na spirituality, na focus na self, na purpose, na career, afu na focus na relationship. These are usually my main points. Lakini nikaja nikachagua kufanya program kina relationship. Why relationship? Nimefanya program. Why sikufanya program ya self ama ya career ama whatever? Why nime choose relationship? Because mapenzi ni mapenzi bwana, right? Watu wanakuwa kwenye vita wanafikiria mapenzi, you know. Ukiongea na watu ambao wako kwenye World War II, mimi nishaongea na watu ambao wamesurvive World War II, wananiambia yani, ukiongea na watu ambao wamefika kwenye hizi camp, wanakuambia oh, nimemwacha mpenzi wangu, nimelala. Mapenzi is something very, very, very important for us binadamu. Even war, presidents wanatengeneza war kutokana na mapenzi. You know, it's one of those things that is just important for our well-being, right? Everybody is looking for somebody. Kila mtu anataka kuwa na mtu. Sasa I say why mimi nimechagua kufanya program in relationship is because I always tell to my clients ni kwamba mimi nafikiria binadamu kama plant, kama maua vile. Sasa mimi nikifanya program ya career ama nikifanya program ya kitu kingine, ni kama najenga kitu. It's like I water a plant. You can water a plant. You can water. Unaweza kupa maua maji. But if you don't take that plant to the sun, usipoiweka ikapata jua, it doesn't matter how much you water that plant, it is going to die sooner or later. So I always say, like, to my clients, the reason why I don't give you guys a program, because I'm going to program yourself and take a program, I say the reason why I don't do that is because relationship is the foundation. It's like taking the plant to the sun. You need the sun first, and then let's water it, and then let's build on it. Because pia ukiangalia mapenzi, it's something ambaye at the end of the day ni mtu ambaye utaishi naye, utafanya life naye. It affects your everyday life. Ukiangalia kwenye psychology pia sasa hivi wana study kwamba akili yako, your brain and my, tuseme sisi kama ni mapenzi, your brain and my brain, we're all energetic people. We're all souls, we're all spirit. Kila kitu inaenda na energy, right? Everything goes with energy. So when you have a lover, You have your energy and frequency, they have their energy and frequency. Wewe na akili yake, yeye na akili yake. Lakini mshakuwa mapenzi for a while, it's almost like akili zenu mnaweza zika intertwine. Unaweza ukajua yule mwingine anafikiria nini. You can transfer thoughts to each other without kuongea. Exactly. This is how powerful human beings are. This is how powerful it is. So mapenzi yako, the person that you choose, is very, very important, because this person gonna affect you immediately by their brain waves. Right now they're studying how can you control somebody without speaking from one brain to another brain. So you can understand that unapokuwa na mpenzi ambaye anakustress, it's by nature, it's like your brain will go imbalanced. When your brain is imbalanced, hutafanya kazi vizuri. There's nothing else that will work when the brain is imbalanced. It's so easy through love for the brain to be imbalanced. So that's why mapenzi inakuwa a very, very big factor. And the problem pia na watu wengi ni kwamba watu wengi hawataki kuwa alone. Sure. People don't want to be alone. So this I don't want to be alone inafanya watu wengi wako in a relationship ambayo it don't make them happy, it don't bring them peace, it brings them a lot of stress, lakini bado una remain pale pale. This is going to cause you mental health, and eventually is going to cause you physical health.
Sure. That's good. Yeah, na hizo nondo nazozitoa hizo. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like social media, mahusiano. Nahisi topic ya mahusiano, like tukianza kuidadavua itakuwa pana sana, as you said, like it's a main key problem. Acha tu jump. Maybe kama kuna kitu ambacho nataka ukiongezee kwenye mahusiano, like kuwafanya watu like kuwa clarified more.
No, twende mdogo tuta clarify.
Yeah, pombe na madawa ya kulevya nayo imeonekana like it's a factor ambayo inawaumiza vijana wengi sana, like imewafanya na wao kuwa katika kupatwa na ile tatizo la afya ya akili. Wewe unalizungumziaje kwamba ni kivipi pombe inapelekea vijana wengi sana kupata tatizo la afya ya akili, mental health?
So I wouldn't say pombe ni cause, I would say pombe ni effect. What do I mean when I say dawa kulewa effect? So it's not the cause in itself, it's the effect. Watu wanaanzaje kunywa pombe? Ama watu wanaanzaje madawa ya kulewa, right? Inaweza ikaanza kama something fun, right? Unaweza ukaanza tu nimefanya kwa sababu nimefanya, it was fun, we were a group, right? Lakini eventually unapotumia dawa ya kulewa ama unatumia pombe for stimulation, ni kwamba unaitumia to ease some sort of pain. Kuna pain ambayo iko pale, unatumia effect pombe to ease your pain. Right? Eventually, once you start doing this for a long time, ni kama nilivyokuambia in the beginning, ni kwamba you're creating an addictive behavior in your brain. Kwamba brain imesha jua kwamba when I take this, I'm going to feel better. When I do this, I'm going to feel better. So immediately brain craves. Binadamu hatupendi kusafa. It's not in our nature. We don't want to suffer. We're looking for the easiest way out. By the way, binadamu, we look for the easiest way out when it comes to everything. Ukiangalia hata teknolojia, vitu vyote tumetengeneza kutokana na nini? We want easier way. Ilikuwa inaanza kwanza unapika na sufuria, then tumetengeneza rice cooker. Eka maji, eka mchele wako, acha, inajitengeneza yenyewe. So everything we're looking to, tunafua na mikono. Now we're using washing machine. We're looking for easy way out. So brain inakuwa inajua kwamba pombe and alcohol or pombe or drugs, it makes you feel better. And then for some substances, tuseme marijuana, wanasema marijuana, you cannot be addicted to marijuana physically. Yani hupati ile withdrawal syndrome. Lakini unakuwa mentally addicted to marijuana. Yani unafikiria ile nikichukua hichi, I will feel better. But when it comes to pombe na drugs, heavy drugs, ni kwamba ukishaizoesha brain mentally, eventually hata physically your body inakuwa inazoea zile all the hormones ambazo zina release in your brain. Unapokuwa unakosa zile hormones, unaweza ukaumwa physically because mwili wako unakuwa tena hauko balanced, kwa sababu the new normal now is drugs and alcohol. When you don't have drugs and alcohol, You're not balanced.
Sure.
Right? So this is what I would
No.
say.
So pombe tuihesabu kwamba it's not a cause, it's just an effect.
For me, I would say it's an effect. I see it as an effect. It's not necessarily something ambaye unaweza ukaianzia for fun. Kuna watu kibao ambao wanakunywa just for fun, lakini hawaitumii kwamba a mental health problem. It's not a mental health problem. For example, I drink, right? Lakini I drink very occasionally. I have a glass of wine whenever I feel like it. It's nothing important in my life, right? See, to me kwamba it's every day in my life mpaka inafanya my mental health goes down, mpaka inafanya my life doesn't function. So once you start doing this, then you're seeing that you have a mental health problem. But I would say the pombe is something to ease your mental health, but the mental health is already there. The mental problems are already there.
Okay, that's good. Okay, fine. Kabla tujajump kwenye swali lingine, ngoja tupitie comment hapa za watu ambao wanatufuatilia sasa hivi. Kuna huyu amesema, habari zenu waheshimiwa. Je, kuna mpango wowote ule wa kuanzisha Swahili programs hapa Addis Ababa? Nimesikia Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation wanatangaza nafasi za kurusha matangazo kwa Kiswahili. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, inawezekana Swahili Nation pia ikaja Ethiopia. Kama tulisha launch, by the way, Swahili Nation offices zipo Ethiopia. Kwa hiyo hata hiyo unayozungumzia inaweza ikafanyika. Kwa usijali kabisa Joseph Thabiti. Huyu naye anasema from your experience, who has the better mental health between an average woman and an average man? That's a question.
It's hard to say in general who has the better mental health. Lakini ukiangalia different studies, you can see, like, for example, majority of the time women have better mental health, na inatokana kutokana na we have kama nilivyosema, tumekulia different, we talk to each other in another way. Wanaume, for example, okay, Paul, ukiwa na break up and then ukaenda kwa rafiki zako wanaume, a group, afu ukasema nimeachwa, I was left, and it's almost like wanaweza kakutania wakakuchekea, it's not the same as women. Women were a little bit more jamani, we're a little bit more like, we nurture each other. Kwa hiyo we've learned to nurture our mental health differently, therefore we also have better mental health. Lakini there is a fact though kwamba in relationships mental health ya wanaume ina increase, inakuwa nzuri zaidi, lakini for wanawake ina decrease. Yani wanasemaga relationship is a health factor for men and a risk factor for women. That was quite interesting. Your study, I found it to be very interesting.
So like mental health ikiwa juu na ikiwa chini, wapi inapaswa iwe, kwamba inapaswa iwe juu au iwe chini?
See, you is better. You is like you have a better mental health. If you have a more healthier mental health, and if you feel more peace, if you feel more serenity, then you have a better mental health. The stress, lower mental health. So unakuta in family life, wanawake wana worse mental health versus wanaume in family life wanakuwa na better mental health. Ukiangalia a single man and a married man with kids, married man na kids anakuwa na better mental health kulikoni a single man. Lakini kwa wanawake, ukiangalia a single woman and a woman with kids and married, a single woman anakuwa na better mental health kulikoni mwanamke ambaye yuko married with kids.
Okay. Tanzania anasema mapenzi ni kama mind control. Is that true?
Yeah, I would say yes and no. It depends we mwenyewe how developed you are. But there is like I said, there is a study that says energetically we do control each other energetically, right? Energetically tuna affect each other. Lakini it's up to each and every one kuwa independent. It's up to each and every one kujijenga we mwenyewe. That's why kwenye program yangu najaribu kuwajenga wanawake, ila you cannot let people control you. Usiache mwanaume kucontrol ama mwanamke kucontrol ama mzazi wako kucontrol ama ndugu yako ama kazi ama government ama, you have to be an individual. Right? So yes and no, it is a mind control, but at the same time, you have to take independence and grow independence and learn independence.
Okay. Neompax anasema every human has a system in the body called the endocannabinoid system, which is activated by weed, and most people don't know that for your brain to open up, you need some kinder stimulant. That's what. Okay, is that true?
Sasa hapo atajibu nio mwenyewe. I do believe, to be honest, that there are some drugs that do expand the mind. I do believe that there are, but that's my personal belief. I don't have scientific proof of that, so I don't want to speak on that.
Okay, drugs are for transformation, but the legal ones, which are regulated. Okay. Huyu pia atajijibu yeye mwenyewe, au sio?
No, like I'm saying, like I namuelewa Nio. I definitely namuelewa, and I don't disagree actually. Lakini at the end of the day, these are our opinions, so I don't want to speak too much on it because they are solely my opinions.
Exactly. Okay. Kuna wengine wana have conversation huko, kwa hiyo that's not bad. Harry anasema though those married men have better mental health unless they get divorced. Studies show divorce is much harder on men than women. Hii nalo ni moja kati ya factors, swala la divorce, ila though linaingia kwenye relationship, lakini I can see like divorce imekuwa na yenyewe moja kati ya factor ambayo imepelekea mental health problems. Au unasemaje kwa hii comment aliyoitoa Harry Cullen?
Yeah, divorce is one of the factors that cause mental health problems. And I agree that divorce inaweza take a bigger toll on men. Like we said, for men, relationship is a health factor. Why inakuwaga hivyo? Tukiangalia particularly this study ambayo nimestudy ni kwamba usually in homes, right, mwanamke anakuwa na the primary role. Usually, not all the time, lakini majority of the time, even tukiangalia society ambayo tuko sisi, right, Europe hapa ambayo wanasemaga 50-50, tumefanya equality, kuna haki ya mwanamke na haki ya mwanaume, lakini unakuta at the end of the day mwanamke anafanya ndani ya nyumba anafanya zaidi kuliko ni mwanaume, na asipofanya ile kazi physically, hata kama kuna ile, unajua kuna household unasema, unajua nini, wewe unakuwa na kazi yako ni hii, mimi kazi yangu ni hii. Kuna ile wanaita project leader, right, kwamba hata kama mwanaume anakuaga na kazi yake, tuseme yeye kazi yake kuamsha watoto asubuhi ama kuwapeleka shule, mwanamke anakuwa bado ile project leader, kwamba umeshafanya hichi, ulifanya hivi, ulipeleka watoto shule, ukarudisha, ukaenda ukachukua nguo, like kuna ile project leader. Sasa hii project leader kwamba kumkumbusha mwanaume kufanya hivi, kwa inakula energy pia kwa mwanamke, kwa sababu inakuwa kama haja relax bado, akili yake hajaiacha ile kitu, hafocus na kile kitu ambaye yeye anahitaji kufocus. She focuses more on, or she focuses on everything. She focuses on what she needs to focus, and also project leading the man and the family and the household. So nakuta, when you separate, now all of a sudden the man has to be the project leader of his own house. This could be one factor. Another factor also is ukiangalia divorce rate ni kwamba wanawake are more the ones ambaye wanaomba divorce kuliko ni wanaume. So this comes with a lot of things. Why is it that women want more divorces than men? Right? Inaweza pia a lot of men katika divorce inapokuja wanakuwa a little bit shocked, right? Lakini wanawake, they're not shocked, because wanawake is like, nimekuambia mwaka jana, mwaka juu, I've told you, nimechoka, sasa naondoka. Sasa inakuja kama shock kwa mwanaume, kwa sababu mwanaume is like, umechoka? You know, it's like, how? Because they don't expect kwamba it will lead to this. So this is also a big toll for a person, a big shock for a person, a big shock for the ego, for the system, for the routine. Ukiangalia pia, if you have kama mna watoto, kuna pia handling of the children. I mean, there's a lot of things ambayo inaleta more stress. A divorced home, that means now you have two households. Now you have to project lead two things. Now you have to make sure vitu vinaenda in both ways. These are stress. Alafu kama wameachana parents, they're not getting along, there's stress. Kama kuna new partners pia, huyu ana partner yake na huyu ana partner yake mwingine, stress ingine inaongezeka pale. Kwa hiyo there's a lot of things that can contribute to this stress. But yes, I do believe divorce is one stress factor, and I do believe that could in one way or another take more of a toll on men. Mimi sijasoma hiyo study ambaye it takes more of a toll on men, but I can see how and I can see why from these reasons that I've told you.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Okay, ngoja ni huyu nani anasema like no facts, anasema take it easy sugar, I'm still learning. I know wewe means you and like enlightening me. Watu hapo wana have conversation kwenye upande wa comment section. Sasa kuna watu wengi sana hapa wafahamu lugha ya Kiswahili. So huyu na facts anatokea Ethiopia. So anamjibu mwenzake anamwambia like usinitishe bana, mimi nimeshapata neno wewe inamaanisha you. Okay. Thank you so much Neompax. Okay. Neompax pia hapa amejibu ile tulikuwa tumesema kwamba I don't do drugs and don't get me long. I'm just sharing the real I know about drugs and stuff. So, okay, that's good. Oh, Tanzania Neo niko poa mwe. Okay, fine. So to jump kwenye swali lingine like twende kuzifahamu sasa, nitajuaje mimi kwamba nina tatizo la mental health? Vile dalili, viashiria ambavyo vitanionyesha kwamba now niko na tatizo la mental health.
So cha kwanza is your feelings. Right? How do you feel? Do you feel good or do you feel not so good? If you feel good, probably you don't have mental health problems. If you feel bad, if you feel not so good, possibly there could be something there. If you feel numb, this is what we're gonna miss. If you feel nothing, then you definitely have mental health problems. This is for sure. Mbono umeanza?
If you feel nothing, no, like if you feel none, like nothing, means like I'm okay. Kwa nini unasema like?
No, you okay have means you're good. Okay is good.
Okay.
Okay is good. If you feel okay. Numb, when I say numb, this is what numb looks like. Numb looks like I really don't want to get out of bed. I don't feel like getting out of bed. I don't have the energy to get out of bed, right? I really don't want to do anything. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't really want to talk to friends and family. I could, lakini you feel indifferent to a lot of things. You feel like I just want to sit. I just want to be left alone. I just want to be isolated. When you feel this feeling for a long period of time, it's a problem. Another indication pia kwa irritable. Yani unajikuta yani all of the time unakuwa kitu kidogo is like unanikera, yani unakuwa irritable, very very irritable. When you're very irritable, that means something is wrong in your own regulation system. Ni kwamba mtu mwingine akifanya kitu kidogo wewe umesha panic. Right? This is another indication that there's something wrong in you. Do you understand when I say numb, sasa? Numb could be also for example, zamani pengine ulikuwa unapenda kukutana na rafiki zako mkaangalia TV pamoja, ama mko unapenda kukutana na rafiki zako mkaenda kucheza mpira pamoja, mkamkaa mkazungumza. Now you just really don't want to do that. Kuangalia TV hata yani unaweza ukaangalia usiangalia, yani unajiona hupo haupo, yani ndivyo sivyo, and everything is just numb, chakula food don't taste the same. Laughter is not the same. You don't find things as funny as you used to find them. Life is just not exciting. Life is just not so fun. You just feel like, this is an indication of a mental health problem.
So indication kubwa ndo hiyo hapo kwamba like the way you feel, yani wewe mwenyewe tunapohisi like that's the main.
Let me tell you the problem though.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of people don't take their feelings seriously. A lot of people don't take their feelings seriously, and a lot of people don't seek help. One, because they don't take themselves seriously, and one, they're scared other people don't take them seriously. right? Hajui waanze wapi, right? So this is one of the main problems with mental health, ni kwamba you let it go on for too long. Unaendelea for too long feeling like this. Remember that the brain is a muscle. You train it every single day. Whatever you put in there is being trained. Kwamba, so if you're constantly in negative, you're feeling bad, you create a routine of staying inside, of isolating yourself. You've done this for too long. This becomes your new normal. This becomes comfortable. Once something is comfortable for us human beings, we don't like discomfort. It's harder to get out of it. So we don't take ourselves seriously. And it all comes down to, do I believe my life is valuable? Do I understand that life is valuable and I can be happy and I can be joyous and I am responsible for making that happen and I can make that happen?
Okay, I get you. That's good. Huyu anasema like elated, anasema 7, so I might not be knowledge about divorce, but I know that women are usually the ones who financially profit from the divorce. So I would imagine there is a man's hiding their dissatisfactions. Is that true?
In many cases, it could be that in many cases, in many places of the world, it could be that women they gain more financially when it comes to marriages. But a marriage is more than financial, right? Financial is a outer aspect. The things that make people happy are never outer aspects. It's never money. Money can never make you happy. If money could make us happy, then all millionaires will be happy. Like, you have millionaires every day committing suicide, right? So money cannot make you happy. People that have money will tell you that. Like, we don't believe it because we're like, give me money and I will decide if money will make you happy or not, or we want the money. But money doesn't make you happy or unhappy. Now, it can bring moments of happiness. It can bring some sort of stability, but there's so much more than just financial things that make a marriage. There's so many aspects of a marriage that make a marriage in order for it to work. Financial is one little aspect.
Okay.
But it's an important aspect,
That's
nevertheless.
Good.
It's an important aspect.
It's important.
It isn't important because it's one of the number one reasons why people divorce, right? So it's an important aspect, right? Lakini at the end of the day, there are so many other things that make a relationship. Because even the financial part, unaweza kuwa na financial problems, but if there's communication in place, if there's strategies in place, if there's other things in place, the financial aspect doesn't get as overwhelmed. Right? There's so many other factors that will make your financial aspects get better or get worse. There's so many other aspects that will make the relationship in general better or worse. And all of this comes down to communication, personality, environment. There's so many other things in a marriage that make a marriage.
I think next time we have to have a session about relationship, because
I
kila
see the
tukienda
comments.
come back kwenye relationship, and in the comment hii hapa watu wana comment sana relationship, love, marriage, love, relationship.
I told you, we can't put water on a plant until you bring it to the sunlight.
Sure. Hatari sana. Okay, ngoja tujump kwenye sehemu nyingine, like tufahamu like madhara yake, effects zake. Umeshagundua kwamba uko na mental health, mtu umeshaona dalili zake uko na mental health, then effects zake ni zipi?
Effects zake
kuna watu wengine wanasema like mental health, mwanzoni nilikuuliza, is not disease.
I mean, it is a disease, a mental disease.
Sio ugonjwa.
Ni ugonjwa. Ni ugonjwa wa akili.
Okay. It's a mental disease.
It's a mental disease.
Oh, okay.
It's a mental disease, lakini inaweza
Okay, then
differentiate, right? You can have temporary mental health problems. You can have maybe, for example, an incident that happened, a particular incident that happened, decreased your mental health a little bit, ukashuka, and then you come back again and then you're stabilized, right? And then you can have something, a disorder. Once you have a disorder, then iko ndani ya your system. That means kila siku, you, for the rest of your life, you're probably gonna fight this disorder. Like bipolar disorder, for example.
okay.
Every day you can't cure bipolar. It's something that you have to learn how to live with. Kuna medicine ambayo inaweza kufanya more balanced. Unajua, mental health pia, it's like I say, all these things, Instagram, all these things, dopamine, you get released, you click, you get there, you get hormones. So sometimes when it comes to mental health, it can also be that your hormones are not imbalanced, like we said, nature. So once your nature is not imbalanced, you can get medicine for that to balance it out. Like, and it is a ugonjwa, it is a problem.
Okay, so effect zake ni zipi sasa, yani madhara yake, kwamba watu walio wengi ambao wanapata matatizo hayo, madhara yake mwisho wa siku inakuja kuwaje labda? Sorry that sikupati sauti yako.
Well, like we said, your feelings, which is actually the most important thing. When you're, how you feel, people underestimate feelings. Now, why do we underestimate feelings? Is because many of us were taught that
Sorry.
unanisikia?
Yeah, hapo nakusikia vizuri. Hello Dati.
Unanisikia?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, sauti ilikuwa imepotea kidogo, naona umerejea.
Unanisikia sasa?
Yeah, hapo nakusikia vizuri.
But kama mimi sijioni kwenye screen, wewe unaniona?
Yeah, sikuoni hapo, naona naona kiti chako hapo.
But niko hapa, I don't know.
Uko hapo.
Let me. Lakini unanisikia?
So unaweza ukarekebisha hapo. So ngoja niendelee kufanya advertisement hapa, niwakumbushe audience. Yeah, ili ukirudi tu hapa nitakuona.
All right.
Yeah, so family, niendelee kuwakumbusha pia wale ambao mpo kwenye upande wa comment section kuhusiana na GoFundMe ya kiasi cha pesa. Unaweza ka donate kiasi cha pesa chochote kile ulicho nacho. Unaweza ka donate kiasi cha pesa chochote kile ulicho nacho. GoFundMe page, link hiyo hapo, upande wa comment section kama mnavyoona hapo. Like unaweza uka donate kiasi cha pesa chochote kile ulicho nacho. Unaweza ukadonate kiasi cha pesa chochote kile ulicho nacho kupitia GoFundMe page hiyo hapo ambayo nimeweka upande wa comment section hapo. Na kwa wale ambao watakaopata changamoto, like kuna namba ambayo ipo hapo upande wa screen hapo, unaweza ni share hiyo namba hapa. Niweze kushare hiyo namba hapa. Ngoja ni share namba hapa haraka kuwakumbusha watu. Naona namba yangu hapa, kuna mtu aliondoa hapa, ngoja nirudishe hapa. Okay, namba yangu hii hapa. Kwa namba ya simu hiyo hapa, unaweza uka donate kiasi cha pesa kupitia nambari ya simu hiyo hapo 0766467760. Jina itakuja Abudu Kisongosongo, ili kila kitu kiweze kukaa sawa. Kwa wale ambao watashindwa kutumia hiyo namba, upande wa comment section nimetuma ile link ya GoFundMe, unaweza kutumia hiyo link. Lengo na dhumuni la pesa hiyo ni kupata ofisi Swahili Nation Wana Africa, kuweza kupata ofisi ambazo zitakuwepo hapa Tanzania, makao makuu Dar es Salaam, mji mkuu niseme hivyo, but itakuwa ni makao makuu ya Swahili Nation though. Lengo na dhumuni ni kufungua branch zote kila nchi ya ambayo inapatikana bara la Afrika na diaspora pia. Kwa unaweza kaendelea kusupport kwa kudonate kiasi cha pesa chochote kile ulicho nacho. Safari bado ni ndefu sana. Sasa hivi bado tupo kwenye euro 3661 mpaka pia tufikie euro 2025. Kwa safari bado ni ndefu sana. Bado tupo na Dati hapa na tunaelekea kumalizia hapa mwishoni. Kwa hiyo unaweza kaendelea kustay hapo na mambo yakawa mazuri. Dati, naona umerejea Dati.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kwa tunaongelea what affects mental health.
What affects mental health.
Nikamwambia the number one thing personally I find very, very important is how you feel, right? The one thing ambayo affect definitely is how you feel. And I say people underestimate the importance of their feelings, the meaning of your feelings, because your feelings actually run your life. You know, people, we do everything out of feelings. We think that we're very logical, but we're not logical. We do things out of feelings, and then we explain our decisions after with logic. But feeling is the number one thing, right? You want to make sure you enjoy your life. You want to make sure you get the most out of your life. If you're not feeling good, you cannot make anything out of it. So one is it's going to affect how you feel about life. That's super important because that's your life. Once you start doing that, if you have mental health problems for a longer period of time, you start getting physical health problems. It goes from mental to physical. So mental health actually creates physical disease. When you're constantly under stress, when you're constantly in negative energy, and you're constantly feeling low, you're creating disease in your body. If we go even further, unapoanza in that aspects, it can affect society to that point that it can affect the way you work, it can affect your family, it can affect the way you raise your children, it can affect the economy, it can affect the society, because once you're not working, once the society is not working. So in essence, one person's mental health is super important because each individual creates a society.
Okay.
Follow.
Yeah, nakupata vizuri kabisa. Ngoja tuende next sehemu nyingine. Alafu baadaye tutapitia upande wa comment section tujue watu wanataka kufahamu kitu gani. Kwa hizo ni effects like tumeshagundua effects zake, then tunaweza tukafahamu ni namna gani ambavyo tunaweza tuka prevent, like kwamba okay, nimeshagundua, nimeona madhara, sasa nataka nataka ku prevent mental health problems. Like kuna vitu ambazo, kuna preparation zote ambazo naweza nikazichukua ili niweze kuzuia ili swala la mental health.
Yeah. So like I said, mental health creates a lot of disease. And when we say disease, what wanafikiria disease, they just say, oh, disease. When I'm talking about diseases, it can actually cause cancer, it causes blood pressure, it causes sugar, cholesterol, and a lot of things from mental health. It can even go as deep to affect your own DNA. Right? So the DNA for the next generation. So how do you prevent this? You can prevent this in many, many, many ways. One is you have to be kukubali. You have to accept that you have a mental health issue at the moment. It doesn't mean that you're always going to have it, but you have it at the moment, right? So that's one thing. Two, I would say create a routine, small routine that works for you. Yani, start feeling accomplished. Why do you create a routine? Because it's all about the dopamine release, right? You want to feel accomplished. You want to release something in your brain. So if you are really, really down, if you're really, really depressed, if you're feeling huwezi kufanya kitu, then you make small goals every day. It could be one thing, it could be two things. One little thing ambayo accomplish. When you accomplish that, you feel better about yourself. You feel That's why kuna even the studies that say in the morning, first thing you do, make your bed. Why do they say make your bed first thing you do in the morning? It's like an accomplishment. It's like umefanya kitu and you finalized it. There are studies that say, make the bed in the morning, or people that say that. There's even books that are released about it. So you can make little things to increase your mental health. Another thing that you can do to increase your mental health is meditation. I cannot underestimate the power of meditation. Meditation, zamani, people used to think that it used to be a thing of Buddhism and people that are spiritual, and it's a spiritual thing, right? Meditation today is being subscribed by doctors. If you go to the doctors here in Sweden, they will subscribe you to do meditations 10 minutes a day. It don't take long. 10 minutes a day. Simple 10 minutes meditation a day. Wonderful. If you go to a psychologist, they'll tell you meditations. Affirmations, right? Mental health is a lot of overthinking, a lot of thinking about problems, thinking about things that are not going so well. So you want to redirect your mind from whatever is not going so well to what is going well and what is actually the truth. Because a lot of problems we actually create in our own heads. It's something about the future that hasn't happened, that might never happen, actually, you don't know, or something about the past that has already passed and you can't do nothing about it. It has passed. Right? So you want to redirect your focus from past, future to now. Remove past, remove future, focus on the now. And so you want to start making affirmations about the now. I usually say to my clients, they say, I'm stuck. I'm so stuck. I can't do this. I'm stuck. And I say, yeah, anything after I am will come looking for you. If you say I am stuck, then you're going to be stuck. Say I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm expanding. Change your language. When you change your language, you also change the way you view things. Make sense? Paul, unanifollow? Maana uko nafikiria sana. Are you there? There's I'm not sure. Paul, are you still here?
Hey,
Bado upo?
naona nipo. Naona sauti ilikuwa inakuja inaondoka, lakini mambo so mabaya.
Yeah.
Ulikuwa unamalizia unasema?
There's other things, like I said, make an accomplishment, adjust yourself, meditation, affirmation, go out in nature, nenda out, the power of nature. Nature is very, very still. We're actually meant to be still as human beings. Lakini tumeanza ile fikra. Go out in nature and get the healing powers of nature. Move your body. Sana sana uko na mental health problems, unapenda you want to sit somewhere and soak and just be, like I said, be comfortable. Go out, take a walk. Even if it's a 10-minute walk, 20-minute walk, get your body moving, get your body exercising. What did we say? Exercising releases chemicals in the brain. Same way like you go on Instagram and click and scroll and get comments, release hormones in your brain. So you want to make sure that you go outside and exercise. Another thing that people underestimate, there was a study that was made ambayo imeonyesha what is the number one factor to happiness. Do you know what the number one factor to happiness is? Unajua Paul? What is the one thing that makes people, what is the one thing that can increase your happiness and decrease your happiness enormously? It was never money. They made studies on people that had money, people that were famous, people that were married, people that were single, people that had children, people that didn't have children. In all, come together. What increased and decreased people's mental health is the quality of the relationships they had around them. Not only romantic relationship, that means the relationship you have with your friends, with your family, with your neighbor, with the kulala, with whatever. The relationships that you have with your environment is super duper crucial important to your well-being. Make sure that you work on those relationships. Make sure that you work on yourself so you can work on those relationships, because you can't fix somebody else. You can't change somebody else. You can't change your cousin or your mother or your father or your friend. You can't change them. They are who they are, but you can change how you relate to them. Make sense?
That's super. Okay, fine. Thank you so much. Ngoja tu jump kwenye swali la mwisho kabisa. Hili itakuwa ni swali la mwisho kwangu mimi, alafu tutapitia upande wa comment section, then kama utakuwa na cha kuzungumza utazungumza, alafu tuweze kufunga kipindi kwa siku ya leo, maana kuna show zingine zitafuata baada ya hapo. Swali la mwisho ni kwamba kuna uhusiano gani sasa? Yaani kuna uhusiano gani kati ya stress, depression, trauma na mental health? Hivi vitu vinahusiana vipi hivi?
What do you mean? Explain the question.
Like kuna uhusiano upi like kwamba like nikipata mtu akisema like amepata stress, actually lazima afikirie kwamba niko na mental health, au mental health ndo stress zenyewe, au trauma ndo mental health yenyewe, au trauma zinapelekea pia mental health yenyewe, au
what do you mean? Do you mean kwamba mtu akipata matatizo immediately lazima atakuwa na mental health problems, or what do you mean? Ama it creates mental health problems, or what is the question exactly? Sijaelewa the question.
Like ni kwamba like mtu akipata mental health moja kwa moja itampelekea like awe mtu wa stress muda wote.
I mean, mental health problems,
au labda mental health inaweza kupelekea depression au.
So mental health is the concept, right? The effects of mental health is depression, anxiety, stress, blah blah blah, right? So mental health is like saying disease. Alafu unaweza cut down in smaller aspects, right? So mental health is a cloud, lakini kuna a lot of strains of that, and a lot of those strains, one of those strains is stress, overwhelm, depression, irritability, all these things. Lakini mental health really has, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of stress in your life or not. At the moment, that will not determine how your mental health is. How you cope with the stress, that will determine how your mental health is. Not the stress itself, it's how you cope with it.
Okay.
Right? Kwa mimi na wewe Paul, we can go through the same situation na ikatu affect differently. Moja anaweza kaichukulia poa na moja anaweza kaichukulia very heavy. For one is easy, for one is not. Right? For the one that it's not, it can become so heavy that it creates mental health problems such as stress, anxiety, depression. And for the other person, same situation, but because I'm okay, I can take it so easy and it can pass me easily and it will be nothing. Tomorrow I'm dealing with something else.
Sure.
Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Twende kwa watazamaji nao tusikie wamesemaje. Huyu BJ Elliot anasema, so there's more looking into to be done before saying that women are unhappy in relationship. Okay. Anatoa mtazamo wake.
We didn't say women are more unhappy in relationships. We can make maybe that conclusion being that women wanaomba divorce, I think it's like 75% out of the times, right? So women increasingly ask for divorce more than men, but it doesn't necessarily say that women are more unhappy more than men, but it does say that it's a risk factor for women and it's a health factor for men. Like it makes them healthier and it makes women less healthier, right? But yeah, there's a lot of things to study, and it's not only one study. We can make a meta study and study a lot of things before we make a 100% finished conclusion. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, huyu anasema like, what are some of your suggestions to help alleviate the stress when you are physically you don't have the power to remove them? Many things that trigger you are out of your control to remove completely.
I like this
Mm.
question.
BJ.
BJ
Okay.
Riggs, I like this question. So
Sure.
one of the things I teach in my program, at the end of the day, the main goal is emotional independence.
Emotional
What is
independence.
emotional independence? Most people have never heard the word. I remember the first time I was emotional independence. Okay. So emotional independence means, unajua, us human beings, we're very, one, like I told you in the beginning of the conversation, is we don't understand that we create thought and not that the thoughts create us. We think that we just have all these thoughts. We're not even observing our thoughts. We're just having all these thoughts throughout the day, and we're not observing our thoughts. You don't actually know that you're a creator of your thoughts. And when I say you're a creator of the thoughts, a lot of people say, no, I'm not a creator of my thoughts. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking right now, and it's just thinking. But if I give you an example right now, if I tell you, Paul, I want you to absolutely do not for a second, don't think about this thing that I'm going to tell you. I don't want you to imagine this. Do not imagine a pink elephant. Don't think about a pink elephant. Don't see the vision of a pink elephant. Don't, right now already, you're thinking pink elephant because I've said it, you're thinking about it. What does that mean? That means you can create thought. Thought doesn't create you. All right. So once you understand that you can create thought, that means you also start distancing yourselves from your thoughts a lot of times. When you create a thought, you don't have to believe every thought that you've created. You can distance yourself from a thought and say, is this really the truth? Is this the truth, or is this my perception? Right? Is this what I think about it because my experience, because of who I am, because of environment, blah, 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 or is this the final absolute truth? That's number one. Number two, second thing is we want to start learning how to become more emotional independent, meaning that, for example, Paul, when I come to you and I'm screaming in your face for no reason, like, ah, 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 right? A lot of people will be like, what's wrong? I didn't do nothing to you. You start screaming back to me, like, right? So now, whatever energy field I had, whatever emotion I've had, I've now transferred it to you. You've now picked up my emotional imbalance. You're now on my level. You're not emotionally independent because you're picking up, you're observing and absorbing everything that's around you. That means people control you. People can take you left, people can take you right. They can make you happy, they can make you mad. They can make you sad, they can make you this, right? Because they control you with their actions. You have to start seeing people's actions as independent from you. It's nothing personal. Nothing anybody ever does is personal towards you, and vice versa. Nothing you ever do to other people is really personal towards them. It's all about you. So when somebody does something wrong to you, mtu anapokuwa anakukosea, you have to just say, you know what? That is their problem. They have a problem that they didn't know how to fix. This was the best way they knew how to fix it. This is how they handle this. This is their emotional capacity. It actually has nothing to do with me. So I don't have to engage with this. I don't have to listen to this. I don't have to absorb this. I don't have to take it in. I don't have to react to this. I don't there's two things. It's either we react or we absorb. Yani kwamba I didn't react, but I feel the pain of whatever it is that you said to me. So I now absorbed your pain and made it my pain. So you want to start distancing yourself a little bit from this. You want to start seeing people as individuals and start seeing yourself as an individual. And when you start taking responsibility for your own behavior and saying, you know what, I'm going to be responsible for how I show up in the world, for how I behave, for how I speak. No matter what anybody else does, I'm taking care of me. I'm making sure that I show up in the world the way I'm supposed to show up in the world. When I do that, I'm not worried about how other people show up in the world. Even if you're screaming at me, that is not my problem. That is a you problem. So it's a matter of you can't change other people, but you can change how you relate to other people. Does that answer your question, BJ Riggs? Let's see if he responds. Are you there, Paul? Partially. Okay, BJ Riggs, tell me more. Tell me what else would you like to get answers to?
That's good. I see kuna tatizo la mtandao lilikuwa limetokea kidogo, pole kwa hiyo. Let's go fast. Na Mpaksi tena nauliza hapa and nature is the perfect real, isn't it? And love is natural, also perfect, and you are perfect real because you got love and that goes for all of you. You read and the section. You all perfect and beautiful. Okay.
I think you actually missed some comments above.
Yeah, sure. Let me go and take them. See them here. Oh, I can see my brother Mika. My brother Mika nakuona ko usijali na kupandisha hapa muda si mrefu. Dati akiwa anaendelea kujibu maswali hapa. Okay, fine, thank you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay. Naona ngoja tuanzie kwenye swali la BJ. Okay, hili ndo lilikuwa swali ambalo tulikuwa tunalijibu, si ni kweli? Kwa bila shaka like BJ atakuwa ameelewa zaidi, labda kama atakuwa hajaelewa zaidi anaweza kauliza tena hapo chini.
Yeah.
Swali lingine hili linalofuata sasa hivi hapa.
Sidhani kama aliuliza swali, I think it's more of a comment.
Naam?
Sidhani kama ameuliza swali hapo. I think it's more of a comment.
Huyu hajauliza swali. Sema everybody okay. Huyu hajauliza swali huyu. Everybody got some fundamental illness. Huyu hajauliza swali. Okay, let's jump. Financial sema financial is not real by any means, but I feel you. Okay, huyu pia hajauliza swali. Hiyo ni fax pia na kitu ameandika hapa.
Yeah, no, I agree actually with Neo Mac's comment. As well, I said a lot of people don't understand that they suffer from mental health, and a lot of people don't take their feelings seriously. We have to start taking our feelings seriously, and I think also we come from cultures and families, especially maybe in Africa, that we are told that we are a part of something, right? We're a part of a family, we're a part of society, we're a part of a bigger picture. So the individual per se doesn't get space. The individual per se doesn't have a say so. But in today's society, we have to move individually because it really goes like that. You have to survive on your own. You have to take your time on your own. It's no longer where you live in these communities and you stay in those communities. You go out there in the world. So you got to make sure that you're okay. And so when you've never been programmed to be an individual, when you've never been programmed to take yourself seriously, when you've never been programmed and told that you're important, that you're enough, that you matter, then you're not going to move like you're important. You're not going to care about your feelings. You're not going to take them seriously. You're not going to do anything about them. So take your mental health seriously. Take your feelings seriously. I think this question that you're posted now, we answered
That's
already.
good. Yeah, sure. Okay. Naona hapo kuna maswali mengi sana, sidhani kama yote tunaweza tukayapitia. Naona tunakimbizana na muda pia hapa. Nasema huyu pia ili sio swali. Must take care of for your everyday battles are not easy to deal with. But we must find ways to deal, express and release pressure, otherwise pressure. Huyu alikuwa namjibu kwa alichokuwa amekizungumza hapo juu. So Dati, nahisi maswali yako mengi sana, nadhani kama tunaweza tukajibu swali moja baada ya lingine. Kama unavyoona comment zipo nyingi sana hapa. Ndio nimalizia hapa. Anasema BJ, kuna BJ ya mwisho amesema like BJ amesema in many people lives they may not be able to remove themselves from a toxic environment, job, household. So yes, you can look to what you can change within yourself, but those outside pressure will not. Okay. Nadhani amekazia kwa kile ulichokuwa unakizungumzia before. Yeah. Disappear while your confidence may be working, just living in those pressure. So anakazia tu kile alichokuwa nakizungumzia toka awali. So maswali ni mengi sana na sidhani kama tutaweza tukayajibu yote kulingana na muda ambao tumebaki nao sasa hivi, ili tuweze kuwapisha wengine waweze kuendelea na show. So that kama kuna kitu chote kile ambacho tutakizungumzia kuhusiana na mental health na unatamani ukizungumzie, unaweza ukakisema sasa hivi.
Yeah, niliona comment moja aliuliza hapa, if you see your surroundings having mental health, maybe a family member or somebody has a decreased mental health problem, what can you do to support them? And I think this is a very loving question, very good question. So I want to address that question. One is to create space, right? To create space for that person. And creating space sometimes just looks like being there. It doesn't look like fixing a problem. Sometimes tunapenda kumwambia mtu, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it will fix. And sometimes people don't want to do that, or they're not ready to do that, or they can't do that for whatever reason. And so you just got to let people be people and just create a space for people. And what does that mean? That means you can just tell somebody, I see that you've been feeling like this, or I see that you're a little bit sad. Is there anything you want to talk about? And when they do talk about it, if they don't talk about it, it's fine. You say, okay, it's fine. Whenever you want to talk about it, I'm here for you. And check in on that person every now and then. Check in on that person, check if they still want to talk. Now, if they do talk to you, if they do express concern to you, have more of an understanding approach. A lot of times we want to fix things for our family members because we love them, we want to help them. But sometimes just being a listening ear, just being there, just listening and not judging, not saying, you should have done that, they could have done that, this and that. Just be there, allow humans to be human beings, and you will see that they'll find confidence in you, they'll find comfort in you. And like we said, the most important factor in people's life is the relationships that they create. That has a big factor to happiness or unhappiness. So make sure that you're there for people, and tell people as well when you need them to be there for you. Because sometimes we think our family members know when we're sad. They should just know. But you know what? People are so busy and people are sad themselves. They don't always catch up on things. Don't be so afraid to reach out for help. If you need help, say it. Say it. There's no shame in needing help. We all need help. I, as a professional myself who has studied psychology, who works with this every single day, I myself go to a psychologist. I myself practice mental health. I myself do all these things. Go seek a professional, take yourself seriously, continue to expand, continue to grow, continue to learn. Remember, the brain is a muscle. You're constantly learning every day, whether consciously or unconsciously. So make sure you take a conscious approach to it. Make sure that when you go on internet, instead of looking at something that's just entertaining, go and learn something. Pick up a book, learn something, because it's
Sure.
going to expand your mind. And once you expand your mind, you will expand your life. And from what we know, we have this life, so make sure you live it fullest, because it's short and it can be over at any minute. For more, follow me on my Instagram page, Coach Dati, or the_Dati. We'll learn more. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Go into my comment sections, DM me. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you guys think. I want to ask some more questions for you guys, and I want to grow with you guys. All right?
That's good. That's good. That's good. Hiyo imekaa vizuri sana. Imekaa vizuri sana. Ngoja nionyeshe tena watu ile account yako ya
Yeah.
Instagram.
I'm looking forward to hearing. I want to hear what did you learn? What are the main thing that you took out of this? See, look at me. What are the main things you learned out of this session? And what are you looking forward to learn? What do you want to learn on the next sessions?
Exactly. Na like kama ingekuwa ni mimi, ningetamani kila mtu ambaye atapata nafasi like ya kusikiliza ya kusikiliza hii session ambayo tumeifanya leo aje kwako, na najua kila mtu ana matatizo yake, kwa sababu umesema like you coach people katika kila angle, so najua watu wako na matatizo yao na kila mtu anahitaji msaada. Watu wengine wanakosa watu wa kuongea nao kabisa, hawana watu wa kuzungumza nao, hawana watu wa kuambia jamani, unaweza kufanya hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi. Kuna watu wengine wameshakubaliana na hali walionayo kabisa, wanahisi hayo ndo maisha yao kabisa, yani like hawezi waka escape. Kwa hiyo kumbe kuna watu kama nyie ambao wanaweza kuwasaidia na maisha yakaendelea na kila kitu kikawa sawa kabisa. So guys, family, unaweza mkamfuata Dati, account yake ndio hiyo hapo ya Instagram, anapatikana hapo, anaitwa Dati. Pia kuna account nyingine inaitwa Coach Dati. Ni kweli inaitwa Coach Dati?
Yes. Unaipata pia hapo ukiangalia business on my bio, the first thing is business at Coach Dati. Unaipata hapo Instagram account hiyo nyingine. That Instagram account, actually I would say go even into that Instagram account. That one is even better because that one has a lot of quotes and a lot of captions and a lot of things that can be really fruitful for people. I get DMs every single day of people that just happen to stop by the account and said the account helped me so much with, like, I just feel so much better after reading the post. So that account actually might help you more with your mental health and help you become.
I'm among of them.
You're one of them. I'm happy to hear.
I love those quotes, by the way.
I love to hear it. Thank you.
Yeah, na leo tena pia nilikuwa napitia comments kwenye nani account yako, nikaona kuna mtu pale anakushukuru kwamba anapenda sana nani quotes zako, zimemsaidia sana. So hicho ni kitu kizuri sana ambacho nakifanya, na by the way ndicho kilicho ni inspire mpaka na mimi nikaja nikakutafuta. Kwanza kabla sijaelezea huko, nikushukuru kwanza sana kwa kukubali kufanya hii session, kwa sababu hata for a first time na ku-DM kwamba hey, can we do something, sikuamini like huyu mtu anaweza akakubali kweli tukafanya. Umeona, kwa nishukuru sana, like sikutegemea kama unaweza kujibu text yangu, kwa sababu niliscroll kidogo account yako ya Instagram nikaona nikashtuka, nasema kumbe huyu mtu mzito jamani. So ikabidi ni DM then ukakubali. So thank you so much kwa kukubali, na appreciate unachokifanya. Asante sana kwenye familia ya Swahili Nation. And by the way, kama bado hujafahamu Swahili Nation ni nini tunafanya, naweza nikakwambia kwamba Swahili Nation and One Africa, it's a global initiative founded to unite Africans, explore and harness abundant skills and the opportunities that exist for and amongst the youth through Africa, as well as provided a platform to generate ideas on how best to improve the continent. So Swahili Nation and One Africa strive to change biases, stereotypes, and public misperceptions about Africa and establish our common humanity. We continue to realize this through our online media channels that involves cross-cultural communications amongst Africans local in the diaspora. Swahili Nation One Africa has so far created a multiple community space where people for Africa descent from various culture and backgrounds meet, dialogue free, exchange ideas, and build a nature bridge of unification, and celebrate our shared diversity, voice to the voiceless. Hiyo ndo Swahili Nation, na hicho ndo tunachokifanya. Like in short, we are the Africans, tunajivunia Uafrika. Tupo hapo kuwaunganisha Waafrika wale ambao wanajua kwamba like wanahisi like hawawezi, tunawaonyesha like jamani, kumbe mnaweza. Wale ambao wamejikataa, wale ambao wanashindwa kujivunia lugha zao, tamaduni zao, wanashindwa kujivunia sehemu ambapo walipo, labda kama nchi, serikali, wanashindwa kujivunia hata uchumi wao, then tupo hapa kuwakumbusha like jamani, inawezekana, nothing ambacho akiwezekani hapa chini ya jua. So thank you so much, nakushukuru sana kwa siku ya leo.
Thank you so much, Paul. Congratulations for being for creating this and for growing this. I believe in you guys. Keep expanding. I'm happy to be a part of it. I know you're happy to have me a part of it, and I'm even more happy to be a part of it. I believe in Africa. I believe in us as a nation. I believe generally in our glitter, in our magic. So I'm so excited for this, and I'm so excited to see so many new things are coming, and people are expanding, and people are growing. And I believe you guys will be amongst the guys that will grow. And people donate to your GoFundMe so you can create that office, so you can become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm happy. Thank you for kunipokea and be a part of your family.
Yeah, shukrani sana. So labda my brother, nikiwa naenda kuplay hii video alafu nimuulize energy energy uliokuwa nayo siku hiyo hapa, kwa sababu mimi nilielewa, lakini like I need the audience pia waelewe ulichokuwa unakizungumzia zaidi. Then my brother Mika, kabla tujaenda kuna nini, najua yuko hapa, kama unaweza ukakaa mwini, unataka kusema chochote kile, unaweza ukaniambia hapo ili niweze kukuruhusu uzungumze chochote kile, tukiwa tunaelekea kwa and now he is here. My brother, karibu sana my brother. My brother, your microphone iko off.
It was muted. Hey, hey, Dati, it's really good to see you.
Hi, Mika. The pleasure is mine.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm good. It was a big surprise, you know. Baada ya kuona kwamba, you know, you'll be here with Paul, you know, having this session, you know. I had to ilibidi nimpongeze Paul kwamba, you know, this is the nice move, and I was so excited, you know, for this session. I've been listening to you guys, you know, from the start, and you know, welcome to the family. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here.
You're part of us now, so you know.
I am.
Hopefully one day me and you, we can have conversation too. You know what I'm saying? Like this is really good. I've learned a lot, and I was kind of like, you know, I was evaluating myself. Do I have mental issues or I don't?
But I think we all have mental issues to some degree, of all had mental issues or are going to have mental issues, you know. Yeah. But it's a matter of taking yourself seriously. That once you have it, you accept it and you understand that you're not powerless. We're very powerful beings, human beings. You know, the fact that they're even studying that you can control one brain to another brain wavelength, from one wavelength to another wavelength, just forget about that. When I tell people that, they say, I don't know. Just look around you. Everything you see was once just a thought. So that means human beings were very, very, very powerful. Your thoughts are very, very powerful. They've created everything that we see on earth. So when you have negative thoughts and you don't feel good, make sure you take it seriously. Make sure you pay attention, do something about it, and understand that you can do something about it and you can come out at the other side. There is another side. You don't have to stay there.
Wow. Yeah.
Life is supposed to be sweet, you know. Life is not meant to suffer all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that, huh?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
No, it doesn't mean that things doesn't happen in life, right? Disease happen, death
Yeah.
happens, sorrow happens, heartbreak happens. These things happen. But like I said, it's not the events, it's how we handle the events. When we practice mental health, when we practice training our brain, when we practice these things, we're practicing to being able to better handle these moments when they happen in life. So they don't decrease our mental health. So we don't go under drastically. So we don't stay stuck. So when these things happen, they shake us a little bit, but we keep on moving and we keep on elevating, we keep on growing, we keep on excelling, and we can all do this. It's not that one person is better than the other, or one person can do another can, or one person lives in Europe and one person lives in Africa and one person lives here. And what this has nothing to do with mental health. Mental health is all in here, and we all have the same in here, and we all have the same soul. We're all one, so everybody can do it.
How do you? I'm sorry. Let me ask this one question. I really have to ask this question.
Ask it.
Come on. Are you starting
I'm
another
trying to let
session,
you
my
go.
brother?
Of course, we'll have another session, but let me just ask this question for today. So how do you deal with in Africa, I think it's one of the continents that have been having a lot of traumatic experiences because of everything that is going on in Africa, wars and the things in the past and even today. I think
Mm,
this continent is traumatized.
mm,
So many things, and these days you have not only parents, but what we have really scary situation because even little kids, you have little kids who have been traumatized. They're already messed up, like they're really young but they're messed up in their mental. And so I'm wondering how are we helping them, us as Africans, as community, how are we helping them? And you know looking the fact that most of these people or these kids are being raised in those areas that there's no rest, there's no peace, right? They're already disturbed, maybe their parents are
mm,
already gone. And
mm,
how are we saving our kids, the next generation? Because for me, I can maybe meditate, I have access to the internet, so I get to connect with you, but we have a lot of people who they don't even have access to the internet. How do we reach out to them? How are we helping them to
mm.
be safe?
Well, I think one for the parents, if you're a parent yourself and you got kids, I think we have a talk, the deep talk on SNS that we do. And on the last
Mm,
episode, we talked about this, how raising our children, in
mm,
Africa, like you said, we've gone through a lot. It has made us the powerhouse that we have. Africans were very strong, very, very strong. We can survive most things. Even when I live here in Europe and I see how our mentality is as Africans and the Europeans, I see
mm,
myself, for example, with my peers. I've gone through so much and it doesn't phase me. And then my peer will maybe go through something that I find like, okay, interesting. It,
mm.
we have different strength because we've gone through different things. We're a little bit more resilient. The only
Yeah.
thing with this resilient, it started off as, like this thing, black strong woman, black strong woman. But the same
Mm,
thing that we're so strong, we're claiming is the same thing that's keeping us down, because people can't stay strong forever. And people don't want to be strong forever. You want to, soften your heart. You want to live in peace. You want to live in harmony. You don't want to live in strength all the time. And so I think as Africans, especially when it comes to how we raise our children, when I've seen it, it's almost that we're so used to that. We're used to control. We used to control, and we're
mm.
used to uh,
Punish, like
obedience.
beat the heck out of kids.
Huh?
To punish our kids.
Yeah,
I've been
we like control, we like obedience, and a lot of the strategies. When I look at a lot of the African strategies, they have similarities to slavery. How slaves used to treat their, you know, I mean, how white people used to treat us. It's almost like I said in
mm,
the episode, I said, you know what? We're raised to that point. White people oppressed us, and it's like we're continuing that same oppression. We're continuing that same oppression within our households. We're telling kids that you don't have a voice, you're nobody, you do what I say,
mhm,
you're basically nothing. So this same adult is supposed to go out in life and think that there's something, and do something? How do I believe that I'm important? How do I do something of significance when I've been told my whole life that I'm nobody, that I'm nothing? How do I go out there in the society and excel and become somebody when I've been taught, don't question adults, don't question authority, don't question police, don't question government, don't question nothing, just do. And so this is the thing that we need to question ourselves a little bit. How are we raising our children? When you see, for example, I've heard neighbors' house, they just beating their children, beating them down. You can hear the kids not even screaming or crying, like crying, like yearning for help. They're screaming from the core, and nobody is knocking on that family's door. Nobody's saying anything. In my household, people were laughing. They'll be like, the children really messed up today. You know, they really did something today. It's almost like you've normalized this thing, like, oh, na people, you know, we beat kids and that's that. And, you know, and you have to understand, like, what does this do to a child? You are they're this big, you're this big. When you do that to them, what are you really telling them? What are you teaching them? You're implementing fear into them. If you just look at an adult, what does an adult do when they're fearful? Or just look at a dog. What does a scared dog do? A scared dog will bark. A scared dog will bite. A calm and peaceful dog, a dog that's not scared, will just look at you, let you pet them, let you be there. But a scared dog will holler. So what happens when we raise these kids to be fearful? They go out there in society, they become criminals. They go out there in society, they start doing things because they're so fearful. They got to protect themselves all the time. They got to do something all the time. They got to, you know. So I think we as a society, we need to, start questioning each other a little bit, be a little bit more accountable, start having conversations. When I go to Tanzania, I have conversations. It doesn't mean that I'm necessarily right or they're necessarily right. It's just, let's have conversation. Let's poke a little bit on our perspective. Why do you believe this? Why do you think this is okay? You know, people say, mainly people, when I was younger, I was beaten up. So whatever, you know. Yeah. Did you enjoy it? No. So why do you think it's okay to do something like that to somebody else? And some people say, you know, it's discipline. There are other ways to discipline. There are other ways to do it. Children are supposed to be loved. You know, everybody in the world is looking for love. Why are we looking for love? We're looking for love because when you feel love, you open up. When you feel love, you flourish. When you feel love, you're created. When you feel love, you're easygoing. Life flows. You know, everybody knows the feeling of love. What would happen if we start raising every African child with love? What would happen to all of our children? How do we think the next society is going to look like if we start changing this and start nourishing them with love, start treating them with love? I'm telling you, all the resources that are being sucked out of Africa immediately stop, because you would have a new generation that's saying, no, you can't just come and take our resources. No, you can't just do these things to us, because there is self-love. When there is self-love, there's love for myself, there's love for my neighbor, there's love for my country, there's love for everything. And so when you have love for something, you value it more. But we have self-hatred, and therefore we don't value anything that's us, including our mental health.
Dang, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know, Paul, I'm about to take over your session, so let me just stop right here. You know, but really, please, if you can, you know, we have a private chat here. Please drop your, you know, WhatsApp number there. We need to communicate. All right, we need to have a conversation.
We'll have another session.
I already have it. I already have
Paul
it.
is already there.
Yeah, definitely. Please share with me. Yeah, I love that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
My brother, then let me beg you. You have to prepare another show for you and her. This is my show, please. Let me close the show.
Yes, sir. I understand. Let me get out of here now.
By the way, thank you so much, my brother, for coming. This is my role model.
Oh, this is your role model. I'll have to learn more about this.
We have a lot to learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot to learn.
For real.
We're always learning. Yeah, the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. So
Yeah.
I learned today a lot, really. So thank you, Paul. Paul, this is incredible show. Yeah, you set
Okay.
the bar. I don't know who is the guest for the next show. I don't know, but I don't know how you're gonna come back after this. You know what I'm
I'll have to
saying?
come back again.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Probably.
That's why I want to have a
Exactly. You have
conversation.
to come back again.
Don't worry, I'm a part of the family now. I got you guys.
Oh
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
yeah. Come on now.
Okay, that you have, unaweza ukasema chochote kile mwishoni, maana naona my brother amekuja kuchange session yangu tena akaifanya kuwa ya Kiingereza wakati ni ya Kiswahili.
Samahani. Oh yeah, yeah.
I have nothing else to say. I would just thank you guys for being here, for inviting me. Thank you to all the listeners. I've read your comments, love to read them. Come to my DMs, drop in my DMs. Tell me what was your biggest takeaway and what would you like to learn the next time. I really take that into consideration. And it's Coach Dati or _Dati. Watch our show, The Deep Talk on SNS. And thank you and take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. When you're kind to yourself, you can be kind to others. Don't be kind to other people if you're not kind to yourself first. Be nice to yourself, then it will naturally happen to other people.
Super.
Oh yeah.
My brother. Okay, sawa jamani. Asanteni sana. Naona comment kwa siku ya leo zimekuwa nyingi sana. Asante BJ, Marieti, Arieti, watu wengi sana wamecomment kwa sababu jamani, asanteni sana zaidi na zaidi. Msisahau kudonate kwenye GoFundMe page. Link nimeshashare upande wa comment section. Unaweza ukachangia kiasi chochote kile cha pesa ulichonacho. Na pia tuko na show ambazo waga zinafanyika hapa Swahili Nation. Ukiachana na hii ni Swahili session, lakini my brother waga anakuaga na conversation kila siku Jumatatu. Ila kuna kipindi kingine kinaitwa African Traditions. Am I right my brother? African Traditions ambacho kinafanyika anakifanya Tanzan, my sister Tanzania, inaitwa African Tradition, kinafanyika kila siku Alhamisi kama sikosei my brother, kinafanyika Alhamisi.
No, this day is Saturday. Saturday. She does on Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday, African Traditions. Then kuna Diaspora Talks. Diaspora Talks inafanywa na Bigi, yenyewe inafanyika kila siku saa 3 Ijumaa on Friday. Diaspora Talk. Pia kuna kipindi kingine ni Weekly Recap inafanywa na Mwandatezi anafanya kipindi cha
Weekly Recap
inafanya kila siku Ijumaa.
Ezra. On Weekly Recap is on Saturday. Ezra and on Friday Weekly Recap. Saturday is Diaspora Talk by Biggie, and Wednesday is on Sunday. You know, the Hidden Hands. It's pretty much a show. Yeah, and Monday is my show. I mean, conversation with people. Yeah. So often I have conversation with Dati here. And Tuesday it's your session.
By the way, my brother, kwenye kipindi chako cha open mic ambacho kinafanyika kila Saturday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Open mic. Dati hapa anaimba kwa nahisi na yenyewe unaweza kumwalika akatupigia kwanza.
So let me talk to her. Forward that number as soon as possible, because the show we have it tomorrow and we don't have any guests. So
okay, fine. Thank you so much. Naenda kupray the music, then we'll be going off kwa siku ya leo. Here we go. This one.
Oh, what is happening here?
I don't think people can hear.
This is a long time ago.
Can you hear them? Can you hear the sound?
No, we can't. We can't hear it really.
Come on, my brother.
I can't really hear it, but I'm rocking with you guys.
Come on, huh? That's it. We gotta have you tomorrow, really. No. Hey. Come on, huh?
Come on my brother, kama unataka kusikiliza mziki wote au kupata uhondo wote, mfollow Dati kwenye Instagram yake, anatumia Dati on Instagram au Coach Dati. Utapata kusikia hizo music hizo. Mimi nimezipenda by the way. Alikuwa anaimba Jamaican style.
Yeah, do you know what happened there?
Yeah.
This was maybe 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, I was in Tanzania, niko studio Banaba, ilikuwa
Okay.
to record and Banaba alichelewa. So I was waiting for him in the studio and sikumbuki kaka anaitwaje, but this guy also super very talented. Tulikutana hapo hapo and we've actually never jammed before. I never heard him play. He never heard me sing. And this was the first time we actually jammed together. I didn't know how he was going to play, and he didn't know how I was going to sing. And we just jammed and we just rocked while we're waiting for Banaba. And yeah, that's what happened.
That's
So
cool.
yeah.
That's great. That's great. Oh my goodness. That's great. Anyways, we'll talk soon.
Okay, family. Bye. Kwaheri. Bye.
Appreciate.
Bye. Take care.
Thank you so much.